Hey guys, thanks for visiting Lonnie's Mom's channel. I just wanted to share a couple of things with you about my pregnancy and walk you through it pretty much step by step to kind of let you know what you might be looking forward to. So overall, let's just get started. My first trimester was pretty good overall. A little nausea, feeling tired. I started urinating a little bit more, but not too much, and sex was pretty much still normal. I didn't vomit. Um, it was just the nausea, and it was not just morning sickness, it was all day. But it was bearable. So then the second trimester is where I started to feel like I had more energy, a little bit more like myself. But I did notice that there was a difference in my breathing. So like going up and down steps, I noticed I was huffing and puffing a little bit more than I would normally be huffing and puffing. And then I noticed that my urination started to increase as well. A little bit. The second trimester, I found out that she was frank breached, in which that means the baby is basically laying sideways in your stomach, and so if the baby does not turn, then you would have to have a C-section. So they told me I could be looking at that, and so I definitely went home and YouTube some channels about frank breached babies, and I started doing a couple of those exercises to help her turn, because I was determined to push her out. So I did start taking naps in my second trimester. Even though I was full of energy, I did have times where I felt tired, but overall the second trimester it was the best. It's kind of, you felt more like yourself. So moving on to the third trimester. Oh, I left out something about the second trimester. And that was, I noticed that in the second trimester, when it came to sex, it was a lot more juices flowing than usual. So that was something that was exciting. But moving on to the third trimester, I made sure I notated these things because I did not want to miss no important information. So the third trimester is when you do most of your growing and weight gain. And so I definitely felt tired, like a lot, drained. So, and at that point, third trimester, you know, I'm over it. I'm so over it. I'm just ready for her to come out. I was starting to toss and turn a little bit at night. I didn't get a pregnancy pillow. I thought about it, but I tried one of those long pillows, body pillows. I tried one of those. It didn't really work well for me. So I just actually used like a small pillow. I guess something. No, not that size. About that big. About like that. And I would just take that small pillow and just place it on the side. And well, I'm a side sleeper, but I would put it underneath my belly, and that helped and worked for me. But you know, everybody's different. But let's see, hip pain started. So my there would be times where, like, if I was walking just in a store, I started to feel like this pain in my hip, like pressure. So let's see, I started waking up during the night, getting you ready for the no night sleep. Absolutely. Had no idea that I was not going to have sleep. But After that, juices still flowing. Definitely flowing. That was nice. However, when I did hit my third trimester, sex did become uncomfortable. And at that point, I could only do it from like laying on my sides. All the other stuff, out of the question. So I did that, but the closer and closer I got to her date, the more it was just it was out of the picture. So moving on. So eventually we get to the fun part. My water broke, and I had the trickle down one. So I was at home and I just put on an adult diaper and I just let it trickle. And these are my experiences. You know, everybody's different. Please do what's best for you at the end of the day. But I stayed home and I waited it out because I knew if I had went to the hospital, more than likely they were going to send me home because I probably was not dilated enough whatsoever. So after that, let's see. This is mom's life, y'all. Sorry, yarning. Contractions started about 12 a.m. that night. And they were very spaced out, inconsistent. So I said, no, I'm going to just take a shower, get into bed, stick it out, see what happens. So they increased throughout the night, and I constantly made sure I watched the clock to see exactly just how much time they were apart. And so about, I would say 8 that morning is when the contractions were 5 minutes apart. So I was like, great, it's time to go to the hospital. So that's when we headed there, probably like around 8:30 in the morning. Sorry guys, I'm so tired, but I really wanted to get this out. And so when the contractions got to that point of 5 minutes apart, they were so intense that I didn't want to be touched, moved, nothing moving around me. It hurt until it passed. So once we got to the hospital, we are now in labor and delivery. So got to the hospital, like I said, like around 9. They do a strip test to test the fluids to see if I was in fact in labor. And if I wasn't, I was going to be, because that was painful. But I was in labor, so my baby girl was on her way. And I was dilated, but when I got to the hospital, about almost 2 centimeters. So finally they moved me to a room, get you nice and comfortable. And so they gave me Pitocin to help my dilation speed up because my water did break technically the day before. So they gave me Pitocin, and that sped up the process, and you definitely feel that when it starts kicking in. So I went all the way to 9 centimeters, and they were like, do you still want the epidural? You can wait, you can have it, it's up to you. I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to stick it out. At this point, I tried my best, but her head was pushing on my pelvis, and I couldn't take it no more. So I told my husband, I said, go get the nurse now. I want the epidural now. So I got the epidural at 9 centimeters. And needless to say, they gave it to me. It didn't work. So the nurse came in. She's like, do you still feel your legs? Do you feel this? Yes. I felt everything. I said, oh my God, people lied to me. This does not work. What in the world? So they called the doctor back up and they gave me something different. Please forgive me. I do not remember the name of the medication, but it kicked in and worked. And so after that, a couple of pushes, and like I said, I got to the hospital around 9 a.m. and she was born at 3:57 p.m. So it was good. It was good. It was a process. It was painful. I'm not going to lie. I've asked many people many times. So what does it really feel like? You know, and I watched a ton of YouTube videos trying to see the, you know, women's reactions and kind of like what they say, how they felt. Okay. Contractions, a cramp, just a bad, no, a cramp from, I don't even know, a cramp from hell is what that was. However, dilating, literally feels like somebody like has their hands in your pelvis bone and slowly separating it is what it really feels like. So, but in a nutshell, I had a beautiful pregnancy, no complications. Let's see, as far as my diet, I ate a lot of fruits, veggies, and seafood, which was limited. Very balanced diet, so I made sure I always had a fruit, veggie, and starch and protein with every meal that I ate. So I wanted to make sure she had everything that she needed. And throughout my entire pregnancy, up until the time she was born, I exercised. And that consists of treadmill, limited weightlifting. You know, like I said before, do what's best for you at the end of the day. And please consult with your doctor. But that worked for me. And after I had her, my body snapped back like that. And I definitely say that was due to exercise throughout my entire pregnancy. No lie, when I left the hospital, my stomach had already went down. So, stay tuned. I have more videos to come and more knowledge, more education. See you next time. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe.